Okay, so hello and welcome to the first Kamikaze Cookery mini episode, in which essentially one of the three of us rant at a camera for about 3 minutes. It's a bit like the Blair Witch Project, only shorter and funnier, which I know doesn't narrow it down very much. Okay, so this week on our main programme we discussed sous-vide, which is cooking in a vacuum, blah 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 blah. We cooked a steak. But the thing with sous-vide is it's not just useful for cooking large lumps of flesh that you've sawed off a dead cow. You can also use it for cooking large lumps of things you've sawed off other animals. Or vegetables. I'm going to say that quietly in case Paul hears me. Lamb! Lamb is great sous vide, it's really fantastic. Make sure to use very, very fresh meat if you can. So lamb's a lot like beef as far as cooking goes. Most of the time, if you've got a lean cut of lamb, you'll want to cook it between 55 and 60, about medium rare. Chicken is absolutely stonking sous vide, and stonking is actually a word, honestly. I'll take a chicken thigh, I'll debone it, roll it, stick it in a vacuum pack obviously, and then cooking it for about 2 to 2.5 hours, provided it's not more than about 5 centimetres thick, at 75 degrees centigrade. And that's really high. It's higher than a lot of people will tell you to cook chicken, but it just creates this really lovely, juicy, still really tender taste. Use good chicken. Duh. Once you've cooked it, make sure to check the internal temperature with your thermometer. If the internal temperature is not above 70 degrees, it needs to go back in, because otherwise, you know, vomiting, which is not fun. Yes, tubers actually work really, really well cooked sous vide. It's less sexy than grouse, but on the other hand, it's much easier to mash or make chips with. You can sous vide just about any vegetable at 83 degrees centigrade. That's high enough that it breaks down starches and will break down some of the sugars, but low enough that it won't break down the pectin, which glues the cell walls together. Potatoes work particularly well for this because they've got such a high starch content, which will break down at that temperature. So you end up with a really, really creamy potato texture. Still has a bit of bite to it. So that's pretty much it. Go forth, vide with a sous flavour, and we will see you in 2 days' time when Paul tests Jamie Oliver scientifically.